Hi everyone, Riff here. Today's video is gonna be a bit different. I've been announcing this for a while now on social media, but if you have been following me, you all know what's coming up. We'll be diving into Ghost in the Shell and Psychopaths, especially how these series portray scientifically advanced societies and how they deal with their crime, and whether our own society will be heading in a way one of the two is depicting. So let's get right into it. First, a quick summary of both shows. Starting with Ghost in the Shell, aka GitS, is set in a cyberpunk society where an elite law enforcement, also known as Public Security Section 9, investigates cybercrime and terrorism. And Psychopaths is also set in a cyberpunk world, where Division 1 of the Public Safety Bureau's Criminal Investigation Division is responsible for solving crimes, with the help of latent criminals known as enforcers. Every citizen has a psychopath, which measures their mental state and stress levels. If an individual's psychotic state reaches dangerous levels, Division 1 is alerted to intervene and prevent any harm that can be done. While hearing all this might sound cool, could it actually become a reality one day? This came up with me when I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast featuring Mark Zuckerberg on it. At some point they started discussing AI and VR, where Joe mentioned a VR shooting game, saying it will be ideal to be used for military training. Mark then responded to it by telling that Meta is developing a full body suit that simulates physical sensations by detecting nerve responses. Hearing all this reminded me of Stand-Up Complex, a sequel to GitS, where soldiers have optic camouflage, pain suppressors and other built-in cybernetic features. And not just Meta. Several companies already have showcased advancements in robotics, like Jensen Huang of Nvidia or Elon Musk that hosted an event presenting AI-driven vehicles and humanoid robots that look straight out of the movie I, Robot. With real-world companies taking inspiration from these science fiction stories, could a reality like GitS or Psychopaths be closer than we think? Both series depict fascinating yet contrasting visions of the future. In GitS, where individuals have more personal freedom, whereas in Psychopaths, society is more regulated to maintain order. And that's where I believe GitS is the more believable and suitable vision of and technological advanced society. In GitS it's shown that almost every person is cybernetically enhanced. Some have modified their bodies to the extent they no longer need to eat, sleep or even feel pain. Yet there are no widespread systems to monitor their mental state, even though the technology exists. Section 9 members can even link their consciousness and communicate telepathically while keeping some thoughts private, kinda like a Discord session.
Damage to the area. If that happens, it might become a worst-case scenario by turning the refugee situation into a powder keg. Besides, without his information, we wouldn't have any cards to play.
I understand that, but my point is we gotta know where we stand on... forget it.
Speaking about Discord servers, why not join mine? Here you can have interesting discussions with each other, or just have fun and join the streams and have fun with me, or just make me crazy and fill the server with shitpost. I don't know what you're into these days, but yeah, join. So back to the video. Yeah, so this led me to conclude that a civilization like Psychopaths, where authorities constantly monitor the mental states of every citizen, seems unrealistic, with key reasons being that it's an extreme invasion of one's privacy and most people wouldn't willingly allow authorities to monitor their mental state every moment of their life. Like, there will be a massive protest if such a system would ever be suggested. But despite the invasive nature of the Psychopaths world, it's undeniably safer thanks to the Civil system, an AI that determines a person's likelihood of committing a crime before they act. Crime rates will be extremely low. Most citizens would live peacefully without worrying about threats. Meanwhile, GitS leans more into a cyberpunk genre, depicting a lawless subculture dominated by high crime. It presents a world where criminals frequently exploit advanced technology to commit cybercrimes and terrorist acts. In contrast, Psychopaths offers more of a utopian vision, where an automated justice system ensures safety, but at the cost of personal freedom. And with knowing that, we also have to know how in Psychopaths judgment is dealt. In Psychopaths, when a person's stress levels surpass a certain threshold, they receive a warning and a suggestion such as therapy. If their rating rises further, authorities will intervene. If they become dangerously unstable, Division 1 is authorized to use their weapons, known as Dominators. These are guns connected to the Sybil system, which will determine whether the suspect should be subdued or executed. If execution is required, the Dominator fires a lethal shot that obliterates the target's body. In contrast to GitS, Section 9 also carries out one-spot executions for high-level threats. They utilize cutting-edge tech such as optic camouflage and heavy weaponry to eliminate criminals. However, their actions follow more traditional law rather than algorithm deciding someone's fate. In GitS, the order of execution is given by someone of position, making the decision based on the law and human morals. Psychopaths, on the other hand, portrays a near utopia with low crime rate, maintained by an omnipresent AI that constantly monitors citizens. High-tech advances are primarily reserved for law enforcement. However, since all decisions come from the Sybil system, there is no human moral reasoning involved, leading to severe consequences, so as to show the pics.
The outcome of the attempt to capture Shogo Makishima was quite regrettable.
So does that mean the system is done with me now?
We have no choice but to lower our evaluation of your abilities and alter our expectations. However, that does not mean the value of your existence turns negative. To the contrary, when it comes to the macro management of the Sybil system, you remain an individual of outstanding value. Your role has simply changed.
And what's that mean?
You have a strong and healthy psychopath, combined with a clear mind and superior judgment. These qualities make you as close to ideal as can be expected from an individual human. You will serve as an example to the citizens of the coming era. Furthermore, you possess an emotional antipathy completely contrary to your theoretical assessment of the Sybil system. This internal conflict has only intensified after recent events, making you an invaluable subject for field research. If we can establish a means of winning you over to our side, we will obtain crucial sample data which will help us take the governance of society to the next phase.
What are you planning?
Due to current public opinion, the true nature of the Sybil system must be kept completely secret from the masses. While many safeguards are in place to ensure that secrecy, exposure of the truth remains the most statistically significant danger to our stewardship. In the short term, this is a necessary risk. But in the long term, this strategy is not desirable. To achieve maximum stability, we should eventually lift the curtain and make our true nature known, thereby creating an environment where every citizen enjoys and accepts our governance with full knowledge of what we are. Only this can solidify the health and prosperity of future human society. But the individual human mind is unpredictable. To succeed at this transition, further research is required. Continuing to observe and analyze your behavior will provide us with key insights on how to build a methodology for winning over future citizens and adapting them to our system. In short, we must learn how to persuade.
You think you can control us?
As long as you don't show any signs of jeopardizing our secret, your life and your freedom of action will be guaranteed. We hope you will cooperate. If you follow the root instinct of self-preservation, there is only one choice you can make.
You're right. I don't want to die in vain, and I don't want to bring chaos to a people that aren't ready. Shutting down Sybil now would cause our society to collapse.
Knowing your mind, we believe we can trust in your respect for the law when you make your future decisions.
Laws are a man-made construction, an agreement we all make with each other in the hope of a better life. Enforcing laws unworthy of protection is a betrayal of that pact, a shaming of that hope. You shouldn't underestimate humans. We're always striving for a better society that meets our ideals. And one day someone is going to find that better way, and when they do, they'll march into this room and shut you down. The Sybil system has no future. You're on borrowed, no, stolen time.
Your passion pleases us, Akane Shimomura. Fight. Struggle. Only that will help us to evolve.
Finally, concluding this video, I would like to know what you think. Would you prefer a peaceful society where every problem is solved automatically, even if it means sacrificing privacy and being just for every minor frustration? Or would you rather enjoy technical luxuries even though they could be used against you? I'd love to hear all of your thoughts. Drop a comment below, share this video, and let's get a discussion going. You can always join the conversation in my Discord server, link in bio. It will be more fun if you guys would join it there. This is Riff, signing off with my first scripted video. I've got lots of more content coming soon. I thought of a new way of making videos, shorter ones, but I'll be uploading more. And also more streams coming, so look out for that. And yeah, have a wonderful day and Riff out.